Hey everyone, I've been a little sick under the weather lately and have not made a video in a couple of weeks now. And I thought I would use that as a good segue into my new video. And we'll talk about drugs, over-the-counter drugs and prescription drug, one prescription drug in particular. And just heads up as a, just my declaration to you, being transparent here. I'm not in the business of telling people you need to take this drug, or you need to stop taking this drug, or don't ever take this drug, or don't get this shot, don't take that shot, don't use this therapy, don't do that therapy, you really should do this therapy, you have to do it. Nah, that's not what I'm about. See, I think that's between you and your physician, your family. You come to an informed decision and you make up your own mind for yourself. I'm not going to tell you what to do or tell you what not to do. I'm just going to tell you my experience and what happened to me, and hopefully that'll help you make an informed decision about whatever the case may be. If it's something as simple as whether to try a new drug or not, or deep brain stimulation, which is why I started this channel, is to help you guys know a little bit about deep brain stimulation, everything goes into it, the journey to the actual procedures, what that looks like, even after the surgeries are over, help you gain some education, some insight into what all goes into deep brain stimulation. Nice warm sunny day today. Apologize for the squinting, but I didn't want to wear sunglasses. So, get right to it. This drug, I started taking my first year after diagnosis. I was scrambling, to be honest. I wanted some relief, some help for my symptoms, resting tremor, active tremor, poor gait issues, muscle dystonia, pain, you name it. And so the doctor mentioned this drug. It goes by the original name of Azilect. This manufacturer has the generic name Rasagiline. It's a 1 milligram tablet, but most neurologists still call it Azilect, the original name. This is a drug that went through two clinical trials. I'm going to say clinical trials, and I believe one showed a mild assistance in those tremors I just named off, or the symptoms I just named off, in young onset Parkinson's patients like myself. Not all Parkinson's patients, but young onset in particular. One trial showed a 1 in 5 saw some benefit or some relief, and the other trial showed 1 in 4. So I figured, okay, I'm willing to do anything right to get my Parkinson's under control, keep working, try to stay active, quality of life, stuff. And so I said, sure. Didn't even read about the drug at all. Just said yes and started taking it right away, along with all the other drugs I was taking. Well, fast forward a year or two, and I get my first head cold, and I start taking over-the-counter meds like I always do for a head cold. And lo and behold, my Parkinson's goes wild on me, and not really sure what was why, other than I guess I'm sick, and that does happen. Let's be honest. Just a normal illness can throw your Parkinson's symptoms for a loop. They really, it exacerbates them. They get really magnified, which was actually me about a week ago. But I got looking at the over-the-counter drugs I picked up. I think at that time I had Dayquil and NyQuil, like a combo pack, and Mucinex, and maybe something else. This, for instance, is Sudafed. Just common stuff that we always take if you get a little head cold or allergies are bugging you, And lo and behold, I read the warnings on the back, finally, knowing that the Azilect is an MAOI drug. And it says right here, this is Sudafed box. I'll read it verbatim in bold. Do not use. If you are now taking a prescription monoamine oxidase inhibitor, MAOI, for certain drugs for depression, psychiatric or emotional conditions, or Parkinson's disease. Spelled out right there. See what happens when you read labels? Or for 2 weeks after stopping the MAOI drug. If you do not know if your prescription contains MAOI, ask a doctor first before taking this product. So, long story short, let's just call it a week and a half of just nastiness and malaise and just lingering sinus issues that I just battled my way through without prescription drugs. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was still on this Azilect. And the long story short, I mean, we just came out of the COVID crisis, and you know, I never tested positive, but I'm pretty sure I had it at one point, and I would not have been able to take these over-the-counter meds to help me get over it. You know, you don't want that to balloon into something out of control, like pneumonia, for sure, especially for participation. Pneumonia is our worst enemy, or one of the worst enemies. So I made the decision to slowly, and I mean very slowly, wean myself off of the Azilect, because I just didn't want the MAOI interfering with any other medications that I could use for you name it. You know, even I had to change my sleep med, trazodone, because it's dangerous to mix trazodone with an MAOI because you can develop something called serotonin syndrome. We all know serotonin's a great little chemical that our body uses to maintain our levels of you know, happiness, good mood stabilizing chemical. And so the last thing you want to do is goof that up on top of dealing with Parkinson's disease, right? So anyway, I just thought I would share that with you guys. I know it's tough when you're dealing with a chronic disease like Parkinson's. Someone says, hey, there's this drug you can try, and I don't know if it's just me, but I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it might work, and then you jump into it. Well, do your education, guys. You know, do your research, get educated on the drug, get educated on the side effects, the contradictions, all that kind of stuff with other drugs that you may be taking or may need to take in the future, even over-the-counter drugs, right? That was a total shock to me. I learned the hard way. But yeah, just know that before you jump into a new drug or therapy, and save yourself a little heartache. And that's all I have to speak on that part. I'm finally over my head cold, thankfully. The South Georgia pine dust tried to kill me, I believe, about a week ago. And I think hopefully it's moved on up north. Sorry, Carolinas, it's headed your way. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Glad to be back outside enjoying Mother Nature and the sunshine and the fresh air. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that bell notification so you get notified when I do upload new material. Leave me a comment below. Hit that like button if you like what I brought you today, and spread the word. Appreciate it. Thank you.